So, to kick off, I have the pleasure of introducing two of my colleagues, actually, who are going to kick us off today, and they're going to be talking about the portfolio of digital open standards, which may be familiar to some of you, and the TOGAF standard, which I hope is familiar to most of you. So to start, first up will be Sonia Gonzalez, who is the Digital Portfolio Manager at the Open Group. And prior to this, Sonia was the TOGAF Product Manager and has 30 years of experience as a business and enterprise architecture consultant in different fields and industry verticals. Her professional experience as a project manager includes leading highly effective teams and applying different frameworks, best practices, and tools. So Sonia will be first up. And then Andrew Davies will be coming next. He is one of the Architecture Forum directors here at the Open Group. He has over 30 years of experience in IT, starting out as a software and database developer and designer before becoming a data architect and then moving into enterprise architecture. He's a chartered engineer, chartered IT professional, and MBCS, and has worked across a number of sectors of industries, including policing, retail systems, aerospace, defense, manufacturing, and consumer goods. And the session will provide an update on the 2025 refresh activity of the TOGAF standard. That will be Andrew's session. Sonia will talk to us about the digital portfolio of digital open standards. So a warm welcome, please, for initially Sonia Gonzalez and then Andrew Davies.
Thank you.
Welcome, Sonia. Welcome. Over to you.
Okay, hi everybody. Like Steve just said, Andrew and I am going to talk to you about the portfolio of digital open standards. For those of you that are not familiar with that, it's a platform that we have put together a few years ago in which we are gathering all the Open Group standards, especially the ones that are closely related with digital transformation. And the big milestone for today is the addition of the whole TOGAF set for the TOGAF 10 edition, which I'm going to also show you in a short demo. So you're seeing in here actually is the Open Group webpage, and in here, for the short of time, in the main web page, you will find a section that says Portfolio of Digital Open Standards. In here, you will be able to see what the digital portfolio is, what's the value proposition, and in here, you can actually go ahead and take a look at what the portfolio is, what I'm going to show you here very quickly. Again, the ones of you that are familiar with this, you may notice that there have been some changes in the look and feel, especially in the left menu. We used to have this organized by standards in alphabetical order, and we decided that it was better consulting with our customers to have this organized by topics. So now we have here enterprise architecture, in which we have, of course, the TOGAF standard, which I'm going to show you how it is structured in here, and then Andrew is going to give you a full overview on the new version with the corrigendum. We, of course, have in here the Archimate specification, which has been there for quite some time, and a good collection of guidance. Also, we have several documents in here, several standards around digital transformation. Under digital management, we have the IT for IT standard, which, as most of you know, is already centered in digital product and digital transformation. We also have a new addition, which is this guide, the digital, sorry, it's not that one. This one is a new addition that we have in here, which is the digital product portfolio management in the digital enterprise. This was a joint activity between the Architecture Forum and the IT for IT Forum. It's a great guide, so take some time to go over it. Again, this is just an additional channel to consult our standards. Of course, all of this is also in the Open Group library. In here, again, for those of you that are already familiar, you can browse the different documents in here, the different sections of the document, or you can also use the left menu to go over the page. Going again to the main menu, I'm also going to show you that in this new release of the portfolio, we also have a couple of very interesting documents around security, which are the Certus commandments, and security principles for architecture. You can browse also them in here. In the interest of time, I'm going to just explain you how the TOGAF standard full set has been organized in this portfolio. If you click in here, the TOGAF standard, you will see the whole set, starting with a page in which you will find what the TOGAF standard is, the relevance, some getting started, some help facilities in here, how to give us feedback, which is very important for us. And in here, you should be able to see the fundamental content, which is the main volumes that we have for the portfolio that years ago we had a couple. You have all the volumes in here. You can click in each one of these, and you will be directed to any of those. Like you see, this is a new way to navigate through the standard. If, on the contrary, you would like to prefer to see this, the guidance of this, you just need to go back in here, click and extend the guidance, and you will see this organized by topics. And also, you may notice that if I go back into the main page, also the guides are organized in the same topic. The general two, the domain guides, the data and information, the guides that we have around sustainability, and reference models and methods is also here. And important also to mention that you can also browse the different standards using also this clickable page, which is the home page. So if you click in here, you will also have another way to reach the TOGAF standard full set. But we have done even further than that, and now we have also made a change in the TOGAF pages. If you go over the main website, you will see almost on top of that the TOGAF standard page. You need to click in there, and you will see, let's go to the previous one. This is the main page for the TOGAF standard. And if you click in here, this is the digital edition, which is now being switched to, pointed out to digital portfolio. You will have another way to navigate through the different guides. So for example, if I need to know about governance, I just click in here, and immediately I will see the page corresponding to that guide. On the contrary, if I'm interested in domain guidance, I need to click in here, and then you will see another page, and each one of these links are going to lead you to the corresponding guidance. So in here you will see Agile Architecture. We also have a couple of very good guides on Agile Architecture, security. And again, if you click in here, you will be directed to the guide itself. I know this is very quick because I need to give room to Andrew, but if you're interested in this, please reach me either on the coffee breaks, or we also have on Wednesday our digital portfolio workgroup session, and I can explain you more about the digital portfolio. Important also that our way ahead on this is to continue enriching this with content, but also to improve more the customer experience, like offering a better navigation style, perhaps different views customized by customer, by personas, by industry sectors, and others. So this is all that I have for today. And again, Andrew is going to give a very long, clear explanation about the new TOGAF 10 edition and the new set of guides. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sonia. And thank you, Steve, for your welcoming introduction. Thank you. 30 years in the IT industry. It's gone in a blink of an eye. Most of that as an architect. And you know that architects love making models of things, right? So when I was a child, I used to love making models of things as a child as well. Particularly plastic model kits, so Airfix, Revell, that kind of thing. Planes was my thing. I absolutely loved planes, military planes, mostly as a child of the 60s, growing up in the 70s. Most of the planes that I built were early generation jet fighters, maybe some planes from the Second World War, like the Avro Lancaster and so on. And of course, all of the manufacturers of those planes, Avro, Gloucester, Bristol Aircraft, over the years, they all merged together to form a company called British Aerospace, a nationalised industry for aircraft in the UK. That eventually became BAE Systems, and it was with some delight and almost kind of blurred vision, I ended up working for BAE Systems in 2008. I was like a kid in a sweet shop. I was walking to an office through a hangar where bits of aircraft were being assembled and put onto a fuselage every day. It was fantastic. And it was while working at BAE Systems that I then did my TOGAF certification. I met the Open Group. I started to look much more at what the Open Group's publications were and discovered the world of business capabilities, and the Business Capability Guide became one of my business architecture Bibles, if you like, for the next few years, as I delved into the world of enterprise architecture. So I count myself incredibly lucky that twice in my life I have worked for companies that I have held in very, very high esteem. I almost have to sort of pinch myself to wake up to the fact that I'm actually here doing this. Absolutely fantastic. So you've kind of gathered like a little bit of history. So I thought, well, let's take a little bit of time just to look at the journey of the TOGAF standard from the beginning. Many of you will have been involved in this journey, and a key part of this journey of the standard through its lifetime. But for some of you, you may not have come across the history of it. And it all kind of dates back to 1993, when there was a demand from the ex-Open membership, precursor to the Open Group, for architecture standards. That turned into a requirement, solid requirement, in 1994 for a proof of concept, proof of need, which was developed into a proof of concept in 1995 and delivered to the membership. That was a key moment, a key milestone, because nobody was even sure if it was possible to create an architecture framework from a consensus model, but it worked. And then year on year, the content grew and grew till we have what we broadly know as the fundamental content of the TOGAF standard today. And that takes us up to 2001 and the TOGAF 7 version. In 2002, we had 48 member organizations in the Architecture Forum. TOGAF 8 came, the focus changed to move much more towards the enterprise rather than focusing on the technical side of things. And then through the next decade or so, we ended up with TOGAF version 9.1. This was a very stable standard, and it stayed at that level for quite a long time, actually, quite a few years. It's 2018 before version 9.2 came along. I certified at 9.1 and was quite pleased to see I didn't have to do too much work to keep up to date with it. But in 2018, 9.2 came, and then, of course, in 2022, the 10th edition arrived, which decoupled a whole lot of the content into separate publications and separate volumes. As of May this year, we have 242 member organizations of the Architecture Forum. That's more than a 5-fold increase back from those days of 2002 and TOGAF 7. Incredible amount of growth and an incredible amount of content that has been collected and put in together by the membership, by yourselves. One single volume in 1995, which has turned today into 6 volumes of fundamental content, 12 translation glossaries across 9.2 and 10th edition, and 26 and counting guides, series guides, and reference architectures that now constitute the core of the standard, the normative content that defines the TOGAF standard. We've also got the certification scheme, and as of the 1st of April this year, this isn't an April Fool, by the way, the 1st of April this year, we had over 154,000 architects that have been certified since the certification scheme was introduced back with TOGAF version 8. So what's moving forward today? Well, as has already been mentioned, and you may have spotted on the slides at the beginning, we have a technical corrigendum that's been released. Technical corrigenda are slight uplifts which improve the consistency and quality of the standard. They remove any inconsistencies that are there. This particular technical corrigendum fixes 39 errors and issues that have been raised by the members across both the fundamental content, but also the series guides as well. So it's quite wide-ranging in the way that it's been applied. Most of the changes are improvements in wording and clarity. The most significant visual change is to the ADM diagram, the architecture development method. You may know this as the crop circle picture. It's probably the most familiar diagram of the whole of the standard, and the one that most people probably visualize when they hear the word TOGAF mentioned. With the 10th edition, some of, but not all of, the arrowheads on the lines joining the different ADM phases were taken off. This caused some confusion in some quarters, so the decision was taken and a suggestion was made that perhaps the rest of them should go as well. That has been implemented. So if you go into the TOGAF standard now, you will see that the crop circle is still there, but the arrowheads on the ends of the line are no longer there. We have said right from the beginning, everybody has said right from the beginning, that there is really, it's not really a cyclical phase-by-phase process. It is meant to be a series of different phases which can be assembled and tailored in any order that suits the work that needs to be done. There have been some movements of content, so between volumes some of the content has been moved for consistency to bring all kinds of things together into one place rather than having lots of different places for the same kind of content scattered around. The editors have been hard at work. There has been some editorial enhancement done across the documents. The source code has been converted into a single ASCII doc source, so we have one place, one format for the source for the standard, which makes it much easier to publish out the same content into different forms, such as EPUBs and PDFs and HTML documents and so on. And that also improves consistency. We also have some work that's been done on, for example, the acronyms and abbreviations and references, so the look and feel of the guides is much more harmonious. The digital portfolio that Sonia was talking about a few minutes ago, some changes have been made to improve the throughput into the integration with that portfolio. So again, one set of source code deployed in a number of different ways. And the HTML form has been changed as well. We now have single-page documents and multi-page, multi-chapter books. And the text search has been improved behind the scenes, far, far stronger and more capable than it was before. How do you get to see this? Well, the TOGAF standard content has been updated on the Open Group's website. So if you go and have a look at it, it will automatically have taken care of those 10th edition technical corrigendum changes. So you don't need to do anything to see the new version. If you are only interested in the changes themselves, for example, you might do some training and you need to know what parts of your training might need to be updated, such as the ADM picture, there is a separate document, U254, which is available from the download site, and that tells you just what those changes are, nothing else. So you don't have to do the diff between the previous version and the new version. It lists those changes. And there is a new architecture compliance review checklist guide, which is in the final preparation right before publishing, which took some of the content that was deemed not really suitable for the core content. It's taken out of fundamental content and put it into its own information guide. So the journey continues. We continue to have many working groups which are very, very active. There are always opportunities for new initiatives. If you have an idea, you think that there's some important work that could be done, which we're not currently looking at, maybe there is a working group that could look at that work. Maybe there isn't. We could stand up a new one. Come and talk to us. The Product Advisory Group, if you're a member of the Open Group and you're a member of the Architecture Forum, you can get involved with a PAG. The Product Advisory Group is the advisory to the project manager. That's me. That's another pinching myself moment I have to have. I'm the project manager for the standard. It's amazing. It's open to all members, as I've said. If you log into our collaboration portal, Plato, down the left-hand side of the screen in Plato, you will see the working groups, and at the bottom of the list, you will see TOGAF Product Management. Click on that. You can self-subscribe to the mailing list. You can see the event time and date schedules. We meet every 2 weeks. Anybody is entitled to join. So join us and continue driving the standard forward. Please continue to help us keep the standard relevant and important for today's IT professionals. Thank you very much.